Okay, so first we discussed the sixth question, then we are moving to the ninth question. So ninth question says, which of the following statement, which of the following statement is incorrect regarding the computer memory? Okay, so memory refers to the primary memory or internal memory of the computer. Yeah, it can be taken as a correct one, like something seems to be correct. So let's mark it as correct and go. It holds data and program instruction for processing. Yes, then again we can say that it holds the data and instruction for the processing, right? Then if the electrical power is cut off, then the stored data and instructions will be lost. Now they are talking about computer memory. Now computer memory majorly categorized into like the main memory and the secondary memory as well, right? So when it comes to the secondary memory, we are talking about the storage. If the electrical power is cut off, the secondary storage, which we call as the volatile memory, is not going to lose its data. Only the volatile memories, non-volatiles will not lose the data. Volatile memories will lose the data. So what are the volatile memories that we have? We got register memory, it is a volatile memory. We got RAM, it is a volatile memory. We got cache memories, it is a volatile memory. So until the power supply happens, RAM, cache, and register will keep the things with them. Once it is being disconnected, once the power is being disconnected, those data will be lost or will be erased. But when it comes to the ROM and the secondary storage, which are category under the non-volatile memory, are not going to lose their instructions or the things which they are holding, because they are considered as the non-volatile memory, right? So this, for that reason, this can be taken as an incorrect one, right? So in the fourth one, it says it is the place where arithmetic and logic operations are done. Oh my God. It is the place where arithmetic and logic operations are done. Now, people, that is a clear-cut answer, which is going to be an incorrect one, right? Because computer memory does not do any operations regarding arithmetic and logical operations. It is clearly done inside the ALU, right? Now, in the third one, if they are just referring to the non-volatile memory, which is not a very a fair situation to do. So in that case, they may have said like it is only regarding the memory, not regarding the storage, right? So yeah, what is the answer? It is given in the ninth. Oh, they have considered it as 4. Yeah. So yes. Now in this kind of questions, now we can clearly say the fourth one is wrong without a doubt, right? So when we are having the answers like third and fourth, the best answer is goes for the fourth, right? So in that case, for the moment, we have to consider this is as a correct one, and they are only referring to the memories, which is the volatile memories, right? But certainly there are two types, which is volatile and non-volatile, right? Okay, so that is the fourth one. So then because of that, this arithmetic and logical thing, they just consider the fourth one as the correct one. Okay, so then the 12th. Microsoft Windows XP is an example of it's an easy one. It's a system software, right? So Microsoft Windows XP is an operating system. So like how the software are being categorized? So software majorly divided into what? System software and application software, right? So application software, those are the things that we use like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all those kind of things. System software, they divide those things into 4 categories. Sometimes they say it is only 3, right? So one is going to be the operating system. Other one is going to be the utility software. The other one is going the language translators. The last one is called the device drivers. Sometimes device drivers, in some books, they are not referring to the, refer it as a system software, right? So anyway, Windows XP is a example for the operating system, right? So it is a kind of a system software, right? For that reason, we can go second one as the answer, right? Then 13, how many bytes are there in a kilobyte? Now that is very easy. That is 1024, right? They are asking how many bytes are there in a kilobyte. So you should remember, bit is the smallest part. 8 bits will equal to 1 byte. Then after, the 1024 factor, which matters. So 1024 bytes will equals to 1 kilobyte. So 1024 kilobytes will equal to 1 megabytes, right? So 1024 megabytes is equal to 1 gigabyte. So 1024 gigabytes are equal to 1 terabyte, right? And 1024 terabytes equals to 1 petabytes. Right, so it is always after the byte, it is always the 1024 factor which matters, right? So 1024 of the smaller unit will be equal to the first 1 unit of the next step, right? So for that reason, 13 can have the answer as 3, right? So then the 14th, which of the following statements are true? A bit is the smallest unit of information that a computer can process. Yes, we can take that as a correct answer, correct statement. They are asking the true statements. So B says a byte is the smallest unit of information that a computer can process. No, actually, since there are bits. A bit contains 8 bytes, which is wrong. A byte contains 8 bits, which is correct. So the answer is going to be A and D. Simple as that. Right? Again, this knowledge that we have discussed about. Right? And if you need anything to be written, which I am writing on the board, you can disturb me and ask me for the time that you need to take that down. So you are writing it, just give me some time. Right? So you can ask it always. And you can always interrupt and argue, right, regarding the opinion of these particular questions that I am discussing, right? Don't just blindly hear. Blindly hear means like I'm explaining. If you are not clear with anything, you can always question, right, as we always do, right? So after 14th, the 17th that you are asking me to compare, yeah, which of the following has least value? Yeah, on this kind of a question, you have to do the calculation and see, people, because otherwise you can't, just by looking at this, you can't just choose what is going to be the least one, because they are in they are represented in 4 different number systems, right? So you have like 45, it is okay. Others need to be taken into the decimal, like converted into the decimal numbers, then only you will be able to compare. So the second one indicates 1 1 triple zeros. So let's do it in the short way, right? It's better you learn these patterns to do the to convert the binary into the decimals easily, right? So these are the place values 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. So 16 and 8 will be added up together, which gives me 24, right? That is in 10, right? Then 37 in 8. So I'm going to have 1 over here and 8 over here. It is because 8 to the power 0 and 8 to the power 1 is there. So 8 into 3 plus 1 into 7, right? That means 24 plus 7, which is going to be a 31 in 10, right? So the last one is 1A16, right? So 1A16, so 10, A means 10, So this is 1 is the place value for this, 16 is the place value. So 16 into 1 plus 1 into 10. That means 16 plus 10, which equals to 26, right? That is in 10. So we got 24, 31, and 26. What is the decimal value? Is 45. Yeah. So out of this, 45 is the decimal value that they have given. So out of these four, we got 24 as the answer. So that means the binary number, which means this, the second one. So that is why the 17th is the correct one. I'm sorry. Second one is the correct one for the 17th. My bad. Okay, so going with the 18th. So in the 18th, they are asking, in digital logic, the above symbols A and B respectively represent the gates. This is a very easy one, people. If you got it wrong, then you have to reconsider about your gates knowledge, right? These are the beginning things. So this is going to be a NOT, and this is going to be an O. That is going to be the fourth one. NOR gate is drawn like how? This is the NOR gate, which has two inputs. NAND gate is drawn as how? This is going to be the NAND gate. Right? Okay, people just excuse me for a moment. Okay.
Can you tell me a rubber band?
Ami will do it. Take it one. Okay, so the 19th one, the following is a truth table of certain logic gate that has two inputs A and B and an output of F. The logic gate is, now people, if you look closely, when A is 0, B is 0, output is 0. A is 0, B is 1, output is 0. A is 1, B is 0, output is 0. When only two inputs are 1, then only it outputs the 1. So this is simply the output of the AND gate, right? So that's why I'm telling you, you have to remember the truth tables of the different kinds of gates and the symbols of them, right? So you are learning only 5 different kinds of gates: NOT, AND, OR, NAND, and NO, right?
So can you put the marking scheme?
Yes, Menul?
In this marking scheme, I think the answer.
Marking scheme says what? Not the second one?
No, it said something else.
Oh, okay. Then definitely it's going to be a problem. It's the 19th. So 19th is second, Buddha.
And then I have not.
Yes. Maybe you have slipped it. Right? 19 is the second. Right? Then the 20th. Which of the following statement is or are true regarding an information system? Right? Application software converts data into information. Application software converts data into information. Yeah, we can say like that, because if we take an Excel, we can enter some data, then we can generate a particular graph. So those data will be inserted into the Excel. So we are taking a graph as an output. So it is an information. So yes, this can be taken as a correct one. System software controls hardware. System software controls hardware. I think, Seran, I think you have asked about this, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So here we got some problems, right? Because if you straight away said the operating system controls hardware, it is a true thing. But system software contains 4 different things: operating systems, utility softwares, then the language translators, then the device drivers. Clearly, utility softwares are not there, not only there to control the hardware. There are some programs to manage and not actually controlling, like managing. So we can take B as an incorrect one. What is the answer is given in the 20th?
Sir,
Isn't it first one?
no, sir, it says the third one.
It says a third one, neither. Oh, that's not a good way of going that. Right, it should be the first one, people. Please mark it as the first one. Right? It's not fair otherwise. Right, you can take first one as the answer. Right. Okay, people. How about it? So far, is it clear? Do you got any doubts? Or any different questions to be discussed? Is it clear, people? So far?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Right, moving forward. 21st. No, not the 21st. 22nd. So 22nd says, what is true regarding the preparation of document using Microsoft Word package? That means Word. When typing a document, it is necessary to press Enter key at the end of each line. Yeah, seems to be a correct one. So they are asking about the true statement. Yeah. Now it is like this. If they are talking about end of a sentence, it is not going to be true. අපි හැම sentence එකක්ම ඉවර වෙන තැන enter key කොබන්නේ නැහැනේ. But end of each line we can press the enter key if we want, but it is not a must, right? So it says it is necessary to press enter key. Something 50-50, right? Let's keep it and go. Text can be inserted only by creating a text box. Now that is a concrete incorrect one, concretely incorrect one. We can type things without the text boxes. We can just on the paper, like just on the working area. Different pages of a document can be set to different paper size. Yes, we can section their things and we can change it, but it is not in your syllabus. Let's say whether they have gone with that. Different types of text formatting operations, such as change in color, can be used. Different types of text formatting operations, such as change in color, can be used. Yeah, that is definitely a true one. Right? So you got a concrete answer saying fourth, right? So even the third one is possible. Binadi, yes, operating system controls the hardware of a computer. That is correct, Binadi. But Binadi is asking the question referring to the 20th. But the system software means not only the operating systems. System software contains, there are like 4 categories, which is the operating systems, utility softwares, the language translators, and the device drivers. Right? So what you are saying regarding the operating system, it is true, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't say only controls hardware also.
Yeah, it says the system software controls hardware. No? So like it, so if someone says, okay, if system software controls hardware, does utility software controls hardware? So some can say yes, and some can say no, because like if you take the programs like what you call the disk defragmentation software, so it will help the hard disk to manage its files. So it helps to, like not like controlling actually, it helps to manage. But when it comes to the operating system, it clearly controls, right? But when it comes to the utility software, it is not. And then again, if you go to the language translators, Language translator is just converting a source code into a machine code. It is not actually controlling the software hardwares. That is the problem though. Like in the question, if they says operating system controls hardware, it's a concrete truth. But when it says the system software controls hardware, then there is a doubt, because there are situations which can be considered as a true situation, as well as there are false situations, right? If it says system software may control hardwares, of course, then you can take it as a correct one. May. The word may should be there. Got it, Dua?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, for 22nd, is it the fourth one that they have taken? Yeah, the fourth one. Yes, yes. All right. So moving forward to 24th. Which of the following software facilitates both sorting and analyzing of data? Should be a spreadsheet. Yeah. Sorting is facilitated by both word processing software as well as the spreadsheet software. But when it comes to the analyzing part, it is the spreadsheet, right? So definitely it's going to be the spreadsheet processing, or like spreadsheet softwares. Much better answer. The very first papers, there can be different kinds of terms that they are using, right? But when it comes to you, it definitely says spreadsheet softwares, right? Like Excel, right? So 24th, it's the correct, it's a concrete answer, which is spreadsheet, the third one. 26th, the following figure shows a part of Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. Which of the following can be used to add the given values 10, 20, and 30? So 10, 20, and 30, they are adjacent, right? So you can use the sum function equals sum A1 colon A3. So the first one can be, the statement A can be taken as a correct one. And statement B, it is not a correct one because we are not writing the sum function like this. It is incorrect. If you use in the sum function, you should have the brackets, and you can't use like this, right? And definitely C can be used, equal A1 plus A2 plus A3. That is the cell references which has been taken. And again, equal sum A1 comma A2 comma A3 also can be used, right? So A, C, D, all three things are correct. But they haven't taken A, C, D as the answer. So what? Yeah, it is A and C only, then what we can go. But this is correct, people. There are 4 different ways that we can use the sum function. You can write sum as a range, or you can write sum by referring the different kinds of cell names. So it can be a JSON one, or it can be like ad hocly can be used. So in this case, A1 comma A2 comma A3, completely correct. Or you can mix those things up. A1 colon A2 comma B1 colon, or like C1 colon C3. Likewise, you can use. Or else you can use sum A1 colon A3 comma D1 comma D5, likewise as well, right? So you can use both comma and the what we call the range using the colon. So only thing is that you need to be very careful is you should use the cell references when you are using with the function. And again, comma can be used to separate the different references, or like the references situated on different places. Colon can be used to illustrate a particular range of cells which are adjacent to each other, right? Seran, yeah, there is a function called flow, but we are not going to use that. I really don't know for what purpose that they are using it, right? I can like search it in the Excel and tell it to you, but yeah, it's not fair to give something like that. But what they were asking about is what function in Microsoft Excel is used to find the lowest value. So it's the mean, right? But maybe there is a function called flow, right? I just search it and tell you them. But clearly the answer is going to be equal mean, right? All right. So yeah, for this one, we don't have, hold on. If someone has when the answer with C and D, still you can take it is correct, right? So take like for 26, take 3 or 4, the third one or the fourth one. What they have given in here, 26. It's the third one, but not only the third. Take third and fourth both, right? Okay, so then the 27th. What is the type of Microsoft Excel chart represented by the given diagram? It's the column chart, right? Yeah. So this is going to be the column. Bar chart comes on the other way around, right? Like this. This is what you call bar chart, right? And pie chart, you know, it shows you the percentage. And line chart, it's something like this, right? So the 27th, it's the first answer, right? Now the column ekai bar ekai ogalan nitarama පැටලෙනවා. So have a clear idea, right? And 28th, an example of key field in a table which contains data of patients in a hospital B. They are talking about the key field. That means kind of a primary key one, right? So date of admission, we can't take date of admission as a primary key field, because if you consider a particular date, many patients can be admitted on the same date. So date is not going to be something unique. If you are going to search for a key field, it's going to be something unique, which is not going to repeat, right? Name can be easily repeat when it comes to the into a hospital, right? If you take the name Saman or name Nihal or name like something, there's a very big possibility to repeat your name again and again. Address goes the same way. Like think about you and your mother and your brother is going to take the medicine from the same hospital. So the address is going to be very same, right? So you can't use address to figure out or to identify a patient uniquely. So definitely it's going to be the admission number. That is why the second one is the answer for the 28th. Right. And 29th, which data type is appropriate to represent the telephone number in Microsoft Access? So yes. Have they hold on, they have given, yeah, they have given an example. Now example will cause you a problem, right? If you are not look into this closely, you will blindly say this is an integer. This is not an integer. Why it is not an integer? Because after 0, 1, 2, there is a space. So space is not a number, right? If you are going to put a space, it should be a text, right? So in this case, answer is not the integer, but the text. It is because of this space that they are using, right? For 29th, yeah, they have went with 1, right? So be very careful. These kind of things can be there, right? If you do not have any particular space, then you can go for integer as well, right? And the 30th, which of the following problems have been solved by the computer network in an office environment? Which of the following problems have been solved by the computer network in an office environment? Yeah. Difficulty in sharing of resource. Yeah. Like it can be solved, because when you have a network, one of the benefits of the networks are like allowing the resources to be shared, right? So this can be solved. Data redundancy. Now, data redundancy is something related to the database management system. Like use of network may or may not resolve this problem, data redundancy, right? So if you, yes, Bhutan.
That means B is incorrect, right?
B is going to be an incorrect, it seems, yes.
Okay, sir.
Cost of communication, yeah, that can be solved, because when you have a network, you can use the the cheap communication methods like email, right? So it does not cost you anything. So yes, cost of communication can be solved or can be reduced, right? So we can take A and C as a best answer. Data redundancy, actually, to solve that, you actually need a database management system, right? Network may help, and again, we can say it is not, right? So for the 30th, is it the first answer? Oh, it says the
This is
fourth. Fourth, all A, B, and C. Oh, that's not good. Data redundancy, it's not a very good option.
So data redundancy means like using the same thing in different
Yes, like it happens due to the duplications around, like when we are storing things, like the same data in many different places, like due to a incorrect or like due to a partial updates, redundancy can happen. All right, so sometimes you will miss things to manage. Sometimes you will just completely omit some of the places, so they will become redundant, right? So data redundancy. Mhm.
So
No,
the
it's
answer
not
should
so
be
fair, people. Yeah, go with A and C, the first one, not all, right? That's not a fair answer. Go for the first one. For 30th, first one is the answer. Right? Okay, people, is it clear so far? How's the situation? Okay, right.
So for data redundancy, like instead of databases, can't it be online cloud storage or data storage? And
Minul,
then
come again,
duplication.
come again, Minul.
So like data redundancy doesn't only happen in databases, for in this case, if it's a computer network in an office environment, then like cloud online storage and like cloud data storage also could affect it, like mostly.
Yeah,
talking.
yeah. Your point is taken, Minul. Yes, that can be happen. Like you are saying, like same, like the details or the files from the same name, which has the same content, can be redundant, right? That is what you are saying.
Based off.
Yeah, that kind of a thing can be arguable. And again, like, does the network allows you to like for the specific scenario, which can be taken as a cloud computing facility? I again doubt whether it is not allowing you to can I duplicate it's not only the name, like we can have the same file with the same content with a different name. So if like if you take the cloud computing facility, like let's say Google Docs, so you can have a document file with the same content, but rename with a different name, like referring with a different name. Still, we can argue that is as a redundancy, right? So
Even the same file could be duplicated.
yeah, so that means like we can't eliminate it, no, so like they are asking what can be solved, Kiran. So data redundancy can exist with the network. We cannot solve that. But when it comes to the database management system, of course, it will allow us to
But then doesn't it like it's like when if some messages do come like this file is still existing, do you want to replace this file or something, then like
yeah,
they
like
do it in
I
some
get
sort.
what you said, like it's like we are replacing the same thing, but like if we save the file from a different name, will it ask the question? Then it won't, like if the document if we are going to save it from the different name, so the content is going to be the same, but still they are going to let us store the things. So it can take as like into the in like both the ways. Vinadi is taking another argument. Let's say, but so we can save the things in one place and only the relevant occasion we can share the things. Yeah, Vinadi, it's the same argument that the Minul is proposing me here. Let me think. What you are saying also like, yeah, like if it says like this, like it can save the storage, or like since we can share the things, we can share a storage, so it will save the storage. In that aspect, we can take it as a correct one. And as the Minul says, like if you are going to replace, or like if you are going to store anything from the same name, then again that can be avoided. So it's going to be a specific thing. Okay, let's do it like this. Since it has a 50-50 chance, right? So go for the both answers. Doesn't matter, right? You may take the answer in the answer script as well, but be careful on these people, right? මොකද මේ data redundancy කියන එක like our system software කතාව වගේම තමයි. මේගොල්ලෝ මෙතනදී අහන්නේ මේ it's a total concept. The total concept again in one scenario, it is not allowing us to put the file, have two files in the same name, right? But it won't go through, or like it won't reject the file with the same content, right? So if we think about the data redundancy, it is like having the same data on so many different places, right? So like name of the file matters, or like name of the file is just one fact of that, right? But then again, as you say, like they are not allowing us to duplicate the same name. So it is a part of reducing the data redundancy, right? ඒක නිසා එක 50-50 ගන්න පුළුවන් තැනක්. So for that reason, yeah, go for the fourth. And if you had A and C only, you can still take the marks, people, right? That is justifiable. Binadi, are you getting the point, Minul?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Then the 31st. An error in a computer program is referred to as like as a bug, right? It's a terminology or like a jargon that we are using, right? Debugging is like correcting the things. Syntax is like the rules that we have to go through when we are writing a particular program. Virus, you know what is a virus is. It is clearly not a error. It is the cause of the errors, right? Or like the cause of many things, right? So 31st, definitely the second one, bug. 32nd, oh, hold on. Balls where? Seran, you are asking something not in the paper, right?
Yes.
Bloatware. Seran, I have to look into that, Buddha. I really have no clear idea about that. It's not the botware, right? It's the bloatware what you are talking about.
Yes, a bloatware.
Bloatware. Like, let me refer it and tell it to you, Buddha. I really don't have any idea about that. And the 32nd one is regarding the VB, Visual Basic. You can't do it, people. It is out of syllabus now. So you may take correct as an all correct one, right? It is not in our syllabus, right? So 32nd, don't worry about it. And 33rd is going to give you the same thing. But then again, like instead of these private subform load thing, you can think about the output, but since they are using the terminologies, I'm going to give you all, but I'm going to tell you what is actually happening, because this is, and again, hold on, 1, 2, step 2. No, don't do it, because for loop is not going to work like this in your Pascal programming. Yeah, so take it as all as well. So 32nd and 33rd, you can take marks for those. All right. And 32nd and 33rd, right? Yeah, 32nd and 33rd, take all marks. 34th, which of the following is fails about the internet? Nobody owns the internet, correct? No one owns that. It is managed by W3C, World Wide Web Consortium, right? There is no centralized control. Yes, we can say it. There is no any centralized control. Like internet is made out of the people who are like connecting together all around the world, right? It is a network. It is a network of computer networks. Yeah, definitely that is correct. A network of computer networks. All the information available is extremely accurate and highly reliable. Never. It's not going to be like that, right? It's like when it comes to the reliability of the information in the internet, right? We can't say, right? It's not actually 50-50. It's like most of the things are like coming to the false information type. Think about the social media. Social media contains like almost like more than 90% of its informations are false, right? Like only 10% kind of things are going to be the genuine ones, right? So definitely for 34th is the fourth answer, right? And 35th, which of the following is search engine? Our search engine, definitely the Google. Outlook Express, it is an email application. Internet Explorer, it is a browser, not a search engine. Macromedia Flash, it is an animation software. Right? So definitely the Google. What are the other search engines you know? You can have Yahoo, you can have Bing, right? There are kind of things, right? So 36th, a company that provides access service to the internet is called a company that provides access services to the internet. What do they mean by the access services? Okay, I called. Okay. So they are just asking about who provide the internet services, right? The question is not very clear, people. The company that provides the internet service, so they are called internet service providers, ISPs, right? And that question is not very much clear, people. So they are asking who provides the internet and what is the name that we are calling to them. They are called internet service providers, which we call ISPs, right? And if you think about the other terms, teleshop is something which is not relevant, right? The server and the client. Server is the one who is serving the services, and client is the one who is receiving the services when it comes to the client server architecture. Like if you take the www, World Wide Web, is based on this client server architecture. We always have a web server. We are always requesting things from the web server. So web server is serving the web pages towards us or to our computer, right? So it is the client server. So in that case, our computer is the client computer. The web server or the computer that contains the website is the server, right? So it is called the client server architecture, right? So for 36, it is the ISP, which indicates the internet service providers. As an example, any telecommunication company in Sri Lanka can be taken as an example, right? Dialog, Mobitel, SLT, many different things are there, right? So the 37th, not the 37th, 38th, the purpose of a password in a computer network is to, allow access to the public to enter it. They are talking about the password, allow access to the public to enter it. Not for that purpose, actually. Provide security and control access. Yeah, that can be taken as the answer. Speed up the operation of the computer. No. Provide equal privileges to all users. Not actually, neither. Like administrator may have a password with the administrative privileges. Some users may have a password with user privileges. So password does not provide equal privileges to all users, right? So it is not. So the second one is going to be the answer for the 38th. Okay, people, so that's all that you have asked me to discuss. Did anyone ask me to discuss the 40th? No one. Okay. All right, people. So we have done discussing this MCQ. Now I need your final mark. Like how many out of 40, right? Please send me a private message. Like you can send a private message through the chat of this Zoom, right? So send me a one so I can record it, right? Seran, are you talking about the, do you need me to discuss the 40th? Oh my God, that is very good, Seran. Well done, well done. That's very well done. Okay, Minul, that's a very good mark. Right, Diniti, that's a very good mark. Okay. Dulagi, that's a very good mark. Well done. Onetra, yeah, that's a good mark, Dua. You can like the people who are having the marks in between third, like beyond 35, it's a very good mark, right? Because you can easily go for a when you are having like the marks in between 35 and 40. So like try to achieve achieve 40, all correct. We got one who has 40, right? And people who are like in between 30s and 35, try to add some more. You are in a very good position, but it will be a very easy ride when you go beyond 35, right? It's a learn the mistakes, people, right? Even if you got wrong just one particular thing, learn the mistakes, right? And yeah, from the marks of yours, I can see like all of you like in a very good position to advance to an A. And we recently received our previous batch results. So we got 10 A's, 4 B's, and one C in there. So like they were doing good, right? We have gone through the same procedure with them, like discussing all the papers and have the discussions like this. So have the advancement, people, right? So let me mark the things. And yeah, Diniti, I told you it's a very good mark. Duragi, it is a very good mark, right? And Vihansa, right? From Sheila Manamperu. Yes, it's a very good mark, Dua, right? And Onetra, yeah. Like try to pass 35, Dua. It's a good mark, right? And Mesanda, yes, that's a good mark. Keep it up, right? Try to advance more, right? And Viriti, yeah, you are just there, Dua, right? You can go for the best, right? And where's Viriti? Yeah. And Metika, yeah, that's a good mark, Metika. Try to catch the other things as well. Binadi, that is a good one, right? You are there, Dua, so you can cover the other things. Vihasna, yeah, very good. Right, Tamadi, you are just there. You can go beyond, Dua. And Olanga, yes. Pretty good, right? Everyone, like, I'm happy to say everyone has passed the 30th limit, right? So that's a very good one, right? So like aim for the 40 people, right? You can always go for that. Okay. So since we got another 10 minutes, I'm quickly going to go through the part of the last lesson. And people, in next week, I'm trying to wind up the last lesson, right? So we can have a free run then after, right? Today, so I will brief a little more about your lesson. And by next week, we'll try our best to finish up the things, right? So then we can discuss the second paper of this. So meanwhile, get ready with the second paper. Then again, when you are doing the second paper, time it very well. And you are given a choice. So you can do like, as I remember, you have to do 5 questions from the 7th question. It's the format is a little bit different than today, but go with their format, right? And complete the things that they have asked. Then after, try the rest of the questions as well. Don't keep anything. Saran, well done, well done. So don't keep anything aside, right? ප්‍රශ්න 7න් 5යි නම් කරන්න කියලා තියෙන්නේ 5ක් කරන්න හරියට time කරලා then after do the rest of the things as well, right? ඒතර 7ම කරන්න ඕනේ. You don't have choices, but you can do the choices when you are attempting the paper, right? ඊට පස්සේ time එකට එළියෙන් ඉතිරි ප්‍රශ්න දෙකක් කරන්න ඕනේ, right? So මොකද ඒක කරනකොට ඔයගොල්ලෝ practice වෙන්නේ for the MCQs as well, like because you are rehearsing the things. So මතක් කරගන්නවා හා කොහොමද මේක කරේ කොහොමද මේක උනේ කියලා. Right? Right. Okay. So I'm going to do the bit of the last lesson. Right. And we came up to a point where we have to discuss. We discussed about the logical security. No, we didn't discuss about the logical security, right? We discussed about the physical security. Yeah. So here we are going to talk about the logical security of the last lesson. So logical security is about the username and the password at the first place. So like it is something logical, not a physical thing, not like a lock or anything. It is a software kind of a thing. So that is why it is called logical. So logical security, the first one, that is the password. So username, it can have, like anyone can see the username when it comes to the operating systems. We can see the user accounts. Like preventing from going into that is the password, right? So if you have set a password to each and every account in your computer, so it will block any unauthorized person or like anyone who does not know the password enter into your system, right? So we can set the password like that. And software firewalls, we can use that if we are like referring into an internet or like we are having a small network inside the inside our home or inside in our place. So it will provide you some security, right, regarding the like using the firewall, right? So it will block the access who is trying to gain into your network without your permission, right? And the backups, on the other hand, like we can keep the backups, and in case if we like in case of loss of data, we can use the backup to restore the things. Like if you got critical data with you, it's better you always keep a backup and keep updating the backup. Right now, according like for myself, my critical data is the resources that I am using to do this teaching process. So I always keep a backup of these things in my Google Cloud, right? So like having a backup, like when you are having a backup, it should be something very safe and something somewhere which is give you a security, right? Then ekama computer එකේ තව තැනකට backups තියාගන්න පුළුවන්. Like අපිට ඕන C එකේ තියෙන මොනවා හරි documents වල backup එක D එකේ තියාගන්න පුළුවන්. But it's not a very proper way of doing it. Not a good way of to perform the things, right? So backup, it should be something separate, like a CD or a DVD, if you can back it up to that, or like you can easily use a pen drive kind of a thing, or external hard drive, or again easily you can use the cloud services, right? Like Google Cloud or like the some other cloud services as well, right? That kind of things. Now, when it comes to the malicious softwares or like malwares, they are talking about the softwares which are created to harm the computer, right? So that is why it is called malwares or malicious softwares, right? So malicious software will do harm to your computer in these type of manners, right? So it can decrease the efficiency of the computer, right? Like generating or like creating unnecessary processors and loading the things into your RAM unnecessarily, right? Or like making the files here and there all over your computer. So it will decrease the efficiency of the computer. And destruction or malfunction of softwares, or like it can either destroy or it can harm to your software. Like, you know, when a virus is attacked, it attacks to the Windows 32 folder of your computer system. So operating system will collapse, or like going out of control, right? So the codings will be changed. Your functioning of the computer will be changed. You will be having a lot of restartings. You will have a lot of stuck in positions, right? So those things can be happen. Inability to install other softwares. So it won't, sometimes it won't allow you to install any new softwares into that. මොකද ගොඩක් වෙලාවට වෛරස් එකක් attack වුණාම තමයි අපි අය පුරුදුලා ඉන්නේ antivirus software එකක් දාලා clean කරන්න try එකක් හරි දෙන්න. So like when the virus is attacked, some of the viruses are not allowing you to install any new different softwares, right? And then inability to install other softwares, or like we talk about it, weakened computer hardwares. Yeah. So like sometimes these processors are trying to give a lot of workings to the hardwares. So like CPU එකට පුළුවන් තරම් processors යවන්න බලනවා ඒක හදහද. එතකොට CPU එක ගොඩාක් වේගෙන් වැඩ කරන්න බලනවා, so it will get heat, it will reduce its lifetime, right? Like sometimes it will affect on the lines to this CD-ROMs and RAMs and all these things, right? Which will affect, right? Yeah, Saran. Windows Defender is a good antivirus software, which is given with the Windows operating system. So you don't need to use any other thing. Even myself, I'm using Windows Defender. So you have to keep it up to date. That's all you have to do. So sabotage of computer networks can be happen. So the networks can be gone malfunctioning, and data theft and destruction can be happen, right? So someone can hack into your computer, and virus may allow that hacker to enter into your computer, right? Reduction of storage capacity of a hard disk by storing unnecessary document and files. Yeah, so that is what we call like duplicating the things and making the things. That happens with the pen drives in most of the cases. ගොඩක් machines වලට virus infect වුණාම that is what is happening. Pen drive එකේ හොත් pen drive එක එක්ක format වෙනවා, තියෙන contents නැති වෙලා යනවා, නැත්නම් එහෙම නැති වුණා කියලා පෙන්නනවා. That those kind of things are happening, right? So the rest of the things are talking about harmful softwares and the resultant damages. So before we move into that, I'll highlight you the things for you to complete at home. So logical security, people, please have that heading. Please mark this on your books, people, using a pencil, so you can complete the things at home, right? So regarding the passwords, yeah. Yes, it's better you go with the entire thing, people. It says why a password is there and how we should use a password. And that, of course, I have to mention. I couldn't mention that time. When you are using a password, like have something that could not easily guess, right? මොකද password එකක් තියලා තේරුමක් නැහැ 1 2 3 4 5 6 කියලා. එහෙම තියෙනවා නම් තියෙන්න ඕනේ like කවුරුත් access කරාට කමක් නැති device එකක්. දැන් මගේ phone එකට මම දාලා තියෙන 1 2 3 4 5 6 because like my phone is a personal thing and it always with me. If I'm giving it to someone to refer, then those are the trustworthy people that I'm giving. So in case if it is lost, there will be a problem as well. But again, I can lock my phone from anywhere else and from using my computer and all these things. So since I'm having those security aspects, so I'm having that particular code with my phone. But again, it's a little bit risky thing, right? But when it comes to the like, let's say e-banking services kind of things, password is a must, and they are pressuring to the users to have a strong password, right, with the mix of the characters like numbers, capital letters, simple letters, symbols, all kind of things should be mixed into that, right? So that should be the things which should be written with the password. And software firewalls. Yeah, it's better you go with the entire thing, right? Please mark those things so you can write those down at home. And with the backups, yeah, you may write it from here. Yeah, just this. Right, for backups, just mark those parts so you can complete it at home. Then regarding the malicious software, for backups, you are starting from this letter A, like starting from the third sentence, right? And regarding the malicious softwares or malwares, have both the names. Yeah, have this line. Yeah, have these two and this list as well, people, because that can be easily tested with the MCQs. Right. So mark that on the book. So we are going to discuss about the rest. There is a very limited type of things are there to discuss. So we'll finish that by next week. So for next week, you don't have any paper to be get ready, though you can do the 2007 paper, the second paper, and get ready. We are going to discuss not by next week, but the week after. By next week, we are going to end the syllabus, right, by doing this thing. So it's a end of the subject matters. Then we can straight away go for the exam papers, right? Okay, so I'll end the session from here. Thank you very much for everyone, and you can leave and have a very nice weekend, right? So thank you very much. And Saran, I'll answer your question just a second, right? So thank you very much, everyone. Have a very nice weekend.